I'm not crying. I'm not crying! The Boy and the Heron is written and directed by Hayao Miyazaki and stars Soma Santoki, Masaki Suda, Ko Shibiyaski, and Aimyon. And while the Second World War rages, the teenage Mahito, haunted by his mother's tragic death, is relocated from Tokyo to the Sereni rural home of his new stepmother, Natsuki, a woman who bears a striking resemblance to the boy's mother. As he tries to adjust to this strange new world, grows even stranger following the appearance of a present gray heron who perplexes and bedevils Mahito, dubbing him the long-awaited one. Hello, you are beautiful movie lovers. My name is Louie, aka Movie Phantom, and today we are talking about The Boy and the Heron, the long-awaited return from Hayao Miyazaki, and the next Studio Ghibli movie after the garbage that was Earwig and the Witch. And let me tell you, if anything, the Studio Ghibli came out after that, and even if it was trash, it would definitely be a masterpiece compared to that piece of shit. But anyways, we're not talking about that. We're talking about The Boy and the Heron, the brand new movie from Hayao Miyazaki. His last movie was 10 years ago with The Wind Rises, which I do really love. And Hayao Miyazaki is probably my favorite animation director. And even with that, he's one of my favorite directors of all time. He's done some of my favorite movies of all time. I mean, My Neighbor Totoro and Spirited Away being my two favorites. And I only have 3 of them on physical media, one being DVD. I know I suck, I'll get them soon, but anyways, and Studio Ghibli is probably my personal favorite animation studio, and is probably my favorite studio of all time. I don't know, they just have something with them, and I love all their movies, aside from a few exceptions, but still, My Neighbor Totoro and Spirited Away, like I mentioned, also The Wind Rises, like I mentioned, Howl's Moving Castle, but even outside of that, but that isn't Hayao Miyazaki, Only Yesterday, My Neighbors, the Yamadas, and so much more, and so I was really looking forward to this. I was so excited for this, I couldn't bear it. This was probably my most anticipated movie for the rest of the year, and now I have finally seen it in its original subtitled version. I didn't see the dub, though I do want to, because I really want to see what Robert Pattinson would be like as the Heron. But anyways, I saw it last night in a beautiful IMAX screen, and holy shit, did I love it. I love this movie. Is it perfect? Well, no, there are some tiny issues I have with it. But even that, this movie is amazing. I love The Boy and the Heron. If you are a huge Ghibli fan, then you will love this. Starting off with the obvious here, the animation is gorgeous. I love hand-drawn animation. I am a huge animation fan. And this shows why I love 2D. And all of this is just amazing. All of it is stunning. All of it is. It is amazing. It's colorful. It brings out the magic with the weirdness to it. It has so much with it. The character designs are great, and especially when we get into the world, it just the animation just goes off the leash, and goes full-on weird, like Paprika, and just goes so much. It has so much energy to it, with haunting scenes like the fire scene in the beginning, and many more that's for intense reasons, or just feelings like humor, trauma also, and just all of that kind of stuff. It just works perfectly. The voice cast, while I can only talk about the Japanese, cast with this, because I have not seen the, dub for it, but like I said, I do want to see it. they did an amazing job, particularly with Masaki Suda, who plays the Gray Heron, and the Heron in this movie is amazing. I loved his character. He is funny, but he's also really terrifying and mysterious. You don't fully trust him until you get to know him a little more, and I just loved his design as the Heron, but also with a kind of human form. I absolutely loved his design, and the voice acting for it is amazing for it. Now our main character, Mahito, I really liked it. Mahito, right? I got it right? Did I get it right? Yeah, I did, sorry. He was great in the movie. He's not the most compelling Ghibli character, but he is genuinely right up there. In fact, the more I think about it, I regret saying not the most compelling character, because maybe he is. You can feel the trauma that he has, and he is technically Hayao Miyazaki himself. This is basically just like Hayao Miyazaki saying on how he feels on trying to live up to everyone's expectations because of him making some of the best movies of all time, as well as creating one of the best, if not the best, animation studio ever, and one of the best studios in general. And it just shows how much you're supposed to build up to that, on how he feels on building up to that, on satisfying people, and it just makes more of a compelling story, and you definitely feel that with his writing, and more with stuff like the animation and the score. Oh my god, the score in this movie is amazing. It does play, the main theme for it a little more like Asteroid City, but admittedly, I do think it was better used than that movie, but still, it was really beautiful. It was beautiful to hear. The sound design itself, it was gorgeous. I just need to say this outright also. I miss Studio Ghibli, since, their last main movie, Marnie Was There, which was in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. I know they did, Earwig and the Witch, which we don't talk about. And then there is The Red Turtle, though it is technically a collaboration with that and Wild Bunch, but still it is a Ghibli movie. But when I mean real Ghibli, I mean stuff like Spirited Away and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't know I missed them that much until I watched this movie. It reminded me why I love Ghibli. The animation, the score, ASMR vibes, the acting, all of it, the magical worlds and the creepy worlds, the cute creatures and the terrifying creatures, all of it. It just brings back Ghibli's magic perfectly. Also, I just want to say this outright. If you are following the marketing for the Japan release for it, where there was no marketing for it, then I just want to say this, that it is not what The Boy and the Heron title says. It is far from it. It makes it look like a cute little family movie, something like, I don't know, maybe My Neighbor Totoro, even though that has a lot of dark themes with it. But even then, it's far from it. I really do prefer the title, How Do You Live? Not saying The Boy and the Heron is a bad title, I actually do like that title. But How Do You Live? It definitely explains a lot with it. In fact, they literally say, How do you live? In the movie. Maybe because it was originally thought to be an adaptation off the book. I am so confused with that, but still, I would much rather say that, this is a very weird movie. It's confusing. I myself was confused at times. I don't think it's as confusing as people say it is, but still, it is kind of confusing. I still don't fully understand it. I understand some parts of it they were going for, but yeah, I just want to give you that warning. If I tell you some issues with the movie, I only have one issue with some choices they made with the ending. I'm not saying the ending was bad or all. I actually did like the ending. Just, I don't know, some choices didn't feel right for me. Maybe it'll do better on a rewatch, I don't know, but I'll see. Overall, I don't want to say that much about The Boy and the Heron / How Do You Live? Overall, I love this movie. This is amazing. It's not perfect, but please see it. And also please see it in an IMAX screening for it, which is what I did, and it just gives you that even more. It is amazing. This is a must watch, and I give The Boy and the Heron an A. So those are my thoughts on The Boy and the Heron. What did you think about this movie? Did you love it, hate it? Let's agree, disagree down below in the comments. Come and tell me. My next review will be for the new South Park special. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and as always, stay awesome.